Hi, Gerald Studies over here. If you struggled in school, in your academics in 2025, this one video over here will help you gain crystal clarity on what to expect for 2026 and more importantly, help you finally score better grades in 2026. I'm just going to give one piece of advice, one piece of golden advice in this video over here. And you might be wondering, Gerald, why are you filming at home? And since when do you actually film videos like this, right? So I just actually came back from a morning run. I went for a long distance run. As you can see, my running tights are still on. And that's simply because I am running a marathon in a couple of days. And actually training for my marathon gave me the inspiration to create this video, right? And the lesson that I want to share with all students that struggled in this year is simply you do not have to give your 110% every single day, right? It's completely fine to not give your 110% every single day if you do not have 110% every single day. But the most important thing is to still show up regularly every single day. Now, throughout my whole life, I've never been someone who, typically runs a lot, right? I'm not a runner my whole life. But what I have been my entire life is someone who remains consistent in anything that he wants to do, right? That he sets his mind to. So you can see on the screen over here, this is my Strava stats from, the past month of me running. I believe in the past 1 month, in just November itself, I ran a total of 110 kilometers, right? From someone who has never ever run, right? Like running, I ran 110 kilometers in just 1 month, right? And how did I actually do that? So the secret actually lies in the fact of consistency. I just ran a little bit every single day. And initially at the start, I ran about 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers. And, I just slowly built the momentum. And then one day I decided, maybe I want to run 10 kilometers. So I ran. And then there was another day in November that I ran 15 kilometers in one day, right after my gym session. And this actually was very surprising to me because I did not like running at all. But how I actually got to that point was because I started off small. I started off being consistent. I started running and running and running. And eventually I started to like running a little bit. And then I realized I could push myself. So I pushed for longer distances. And eventually, just by showing up every single day, at the end of the month, when I counted how many kilometers I ran 110 kilometers. So it's the same thing for you if you struggle in 2025. You might not like studying and it's completely fine. But what you need to do is to start off small, start being consistent every single day. Because once you start being consistent every single day, eventually you'll reach a point that, you realize that, hey, actually, studying isn't that bad. And I can probably do this every single day. And then when you start doing this every single day, that's when you realize that, maybe I want to put in a little bit more effort, right? Maybe I want to do a little bit better because, it's part of my lifestyle now. It's part of my identity. And then eventually, you get to the point that you want to do well for your exams because you put in so much effort every single day and because you proved yourself that you can be consistent, right? And I know that I'm using me as an example, my running example to illustrate this point to you, but it's really applicable to this. And I hope that by sharing my story with you inspires you to also do the same for your studies, your fitness, and pretty much anything that you aspire to achieve in life. All right, so if that's it, all the best for your 2026, and I look forward to seeing you on my channel more often next year.